Brad, this Kyle here sitting in that Toyota Prado that we talked about on the phone. We're going to run through the condition of it and the features as I mentioned to you earlier. We'll start off nice and simple with the center console down here. So we actually have an adjustable reach armrest. It's also 2 compartments. So you've got the first level up here, the second one down here, and a really handy feature in these Prados is that there's actually an aircon vent that blows into the center console, so you can actually keep your drinks and sandwiches or whatever chilled in there. It's good for the long road trips. Moving right in front, you've actually got your first 12-volt power outlet, and right beside that you'll notice I've actually got the keys in here. Now these keys are keyless, so the car's actually got a push button to start on the other side, which you can't see from here. Keyless entry, I'll show you how that works towards the end of the video. Really handy thing to have. You've got the automatic transmission. You've actually got the ability to flick it into sequential mode, so you can actually go up and down through the gears as well. I think it's 5-speed auto in these, so really handy thing to have. Got obviously cup holders up the front, easily covered up by this thing here. And you'll notice we're actually all-time four-wheel drive, so this car is actually always in four-wheel drive. You're just in high 4, and then if you want to flick it over to low range, you just push it in, flick it over. You get an indication up on the dash to say it's actually in there, or it's trying to. I'm not actually in neutral, so it won't do it just yet. We got downhill assist control here, and we got the center diff locks as well if you really need all that traction, climbing rocks or something. I don't know exactly how full on you're going to be taking it. Under here, another little compartment. Got your aircon controls, pretty straightforward. Obviously your fan speed on the right, your temperature on the left. The head unit, we've got CD input, USB input, auxiliary input, FM and AM radio, as well as Bluetooth. So you've got the ability to connect your phone. You can play music wirelessly, which is what I do. I'm a big fan of that. As well as make inbound and outbound phone calls without having to take your eyes off the road. Perfectly legal way to do it, which is great. Just on the side of the steering wheel here, you've got your cruise control. Really straightforward to use. You literally just click it in, turn it on, and then you flick up and down, and then once it's set, it just becomes decelerate and accelerate. Really easy. Traction control button over here. Then to the right, you've got your start stop button. Lewis might actually be able to reach over and see it. So we've got this here. That's going to start the car up. If you don't have your foot on the brake, it'll just bring it to ignition as you would normally in a car without actually starting it. So you do have the ability to reach that. We've got great service history in this car as well. I'll just quickly touch on it. So we've got the book here. Starting through here, we've got a couple of services. This is a 200,000k car, so as you can see, you've got services all the way through, which is great. It's been really looked after. We've just had it looked over from our mechanics as well, as part of what we do. So we get them to check over, make sure it's mechanically okay, make sure it hasn't been in an accident where the structural integrity is affected, and give it a detail as well. So I'll jump out and show you under the bonnet quickly. Looking around the front of it, you did ask to see the condition of the bull bar. It looks like it may have had just a slight push here. Maybe that's actually where the bumper joins up as well, so it's a little bit hard to tell, but aside from that, no scrapes or anything like that. It's in really good condition overall. Let's pop this up. So under here, got the single battery with the option of a dual battery setup over here. I've seen them fitted through ARB and stuff before. Just touching on that structural guarantee again. So just things like the bolt heads we have a look at under the bonnet, along the guards and that, make sure they haven't been stripped by a tool, which is an indication it's come off for some reason. Generally been in an accident or hail or something like that. Just moving down the side, like I mentioned, the tyres are pretty much brand new. Like I can get most of my finger in the groove here. Again, just down the side. While we're here, I'll show you the keyless entry. So I've taken the keys in my pocket here. You've actually got 2 lines on the handle. You just tap them, and that's going to lock the car. So now if someone tried to get into the car, if I'm like 50 meters away, there's no chance they're going to be able to do it. Walk up to the car, just grab the handle. It knows the key's near the car, and it's just going to open it. So real easy to use that. You've still got your lock and unlock buttons as normal as well. It's towards the back here. So as I mentioned, it's a bit of scuffing in the interior. So we've got on the door trims here, I really want to show you as much as I can. So we've got door trims here, and just this bit of trim here as well, just a bit of wear. The actual seats themselves are good, no stains or tears. Might be worth mentioning the back of the driver's seat's got some sort of marks in it, just down a little bit. Yep, that's it. Alright, moving around to the back of the car. Overall, the actual paint's in really good shape. I think this thing I said to you on the phone, the worst case is actual wheel cover, probably from being taken off, so it's a spare wheel at some point in time. You've got to take it off and put it somewhere, so it might have got knocked upside down or something like that. Pretty common thing to see on the Prados. You've got your tow bar here, so the tow bar itself is rated for 3.5 tons. And just about the worst part of the car at the moment, and like I mentioned, we're going to get it fixed up, is just the rear interior. So the worst of it, we'll start off here, is actually this door trim. Now we're getting this, apparently we've actually got most of these parts, we're just waiting on 2 more. So we're actually going to replace all of this so it's doesn't look like this. Then down the sides here, one handy thing to note with the Prados, they've actually got a AC power outlet in the back, which is good for a fridge or whatever for your long road trips. As you can see, yeah, the rear interior is scuffed up here. We're actually getting a new section here, the little grey bit that's above it on both sides. So this side as well, we're getting this replaced, and this one up here. The roof lining is going to stay as is, so it's worth pointing out that there is some marking. I think it might have had a cargo barrier in it, which has come up into the carpet. And yeah, we're gonna try and get that 7-seat thing sorted out for you as well. Gonna make a couple of calls, see if we can actually do it, as mentioned, but we'll look into that as time goes on. We'll move around the rest of the car. So again, rear tyres are in pretty much brand new condition. And just the other the other door trim is in similar condition to the one on the other side. Up the front here. The front interior is not like this at all. These are actually still in really good shape. Just to get another look at the driver's interior up here. And seat itself, no marks or stains. Just the usual, probably stretching on the bolsters, which you see in every car. But as mentioned, this thing is priced accordingly. It's like one of the cheapest on the market in the country. So I hope this has given you a better idea of what it features and the condition it's in, Brad. We'll have a chat on the phone and see what we can do from here. Thanks, mate.